remind us that our journey to selfhood is not to escapism, but listening, attunement, and as we look toward deeper change still, help us to remember that we can honor our future selves without degrading who we've been.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing today? So we're going to talk about how to basically make a presenter sound great without that feedback problem that happens every once in a while. I'm going to keep it quick and under 5 minutes. So let's kind of go through the whole process here. If you've got a compass, a piece of paper, know a little bit of geometry, this is a pretty easy solution to just about any of your sound problems down the road, and it will make sure your room sounds great. Let's go to the Mackey's website and kind of discuss what's going on here. So as you can see, we're on Mackey's website here. You'll see they talk about a horn and some other stuff, but let's get down to the important part. If you are interested and you can get your hands on the specs of a speaker, keep going down. Like if you got like a really nice speaker, it's 2,000 watts, can put out super high SPL, so sound pressure level, a lot of sound in the room, but you don't want to blow people's eardrums out because of a microphone, come all the way down in its specs. So you'll see a normal spec that says the top amount of sound it can do, the frequency response that it has. And then this thing called coverage. Now, coverage has to do with a couple things. I'll use the cell phone, for example. So you've got your speaker that's like this, and on your cell phone, if you were to go up or down, that's your V number right here. Sound will go up 60 degrees this way if you had a compass going 60 degrees, and go down 60 degrees here. But if you were using the other side of it, this would be like 90 degrees, which is your height. So on the height, any sound going this way would be 90 degrees, and any sound going this way to the left of it would be 90 degrees. What generally happens is a lot of people want to put, this is your presenter, use my hand, want to put the presenter behind the speakers because it aesthetically looks better. Or they'll have a presenter that stands right over here inside of the 90-degree area. Either way, that is where the maximum amount of sound comes in play, and it will cause some dramatic issues with sound, including feedback loop problems. Especially if you got an auctioneer trying to go from table to tables, or a presenter trying to touch and say hi to people. If you can get them outside of about 2 meters to 3 meters of that area, they'll be just fine no matter wherever they stand pretty much in the room. But in that first initial meter to 2 meters, you have the most amount of sound, the most amount of feedback possibility. And since everything is exponential, it really does exponentially make it more possible for feedback. So if you take that 90 degrees, and let's just say you've got one speaker right here that's 90 degrees like that, and you've got another speaker that's 90 degrees like this, you'll find you'll make like a triangle in that little area. You can expand that triangle or make that triangle smaller and even turn it into like a rhombus to give them the maximum area to where they can stand just by turning those speakers just a little bit to the left or to the right. The audience will still get a full sound to them, but the likelihood of them having feedback issues goes down quite a bit. And that's the reason why a lot of times people insist on having the speakers right up on the stage or a little bit forward, and we try to keep you from standing in front of the speakers. That being said, I've got a minute and a half left here to explain this. We really, really do want you to have a great show, and we really do, with the planners, want you to have an aesthetically pretty situation. So we do like some tuxedoing to the speakers to try to make it look better. So they call it a skirt or a cover, and we can try to make those look a little bit nicer. And we can also work with your presenters and walk them through where they can and cannot go through. There is some other things called gain staging, amplification levels, EQ, and a few others that can definitely help reduce feedback issues. But if you just want to eliminate them at a starting point, initially, this is how you would do it. And then everything else enhances that capability, because if you don't have your speakers positioned right, no matter how much EQing you do, no matter how much we do behind the table and EQing, there is still a likelihood of feedback. If you've been to one of our shows with the Elite Collective and A.P.C Photography and WDC Media, you will notice our auctioneers can go any place, and our presenters can go any place. Ask Ed Nam, Northwest African American Museum, how it was for their presenter Terry to be able to walk the whole room with speakers all over the room without feedback. Y'all take care, and we'll get back to you soon. Bye now.